know what's interesting? A buddy of mine, Dave Dameshek, over at NFL.com. He does a lot of stuff he's got his own podcast, the Dave Dameshek Football Program, does a ton of stuff on NFL Now. You can check him out on Twitter at Dameshek. He fancies himself. He's like a self-appointed uniform expert. And he used to have me on his podcast all the time before he had to get guys that were much bigger names, much better players than I was, I guess. It's kind of what happened. But Dave, he's on the line. He called in. I texted him to call in because he takes this very, very seriously. He's also from Pittsburgh, so I'm guessing, Dave, you're going to join McLovin and Fritzy by saying the Steelers have the best uniforms in the NFL?
That's incorrect, Tucker. And first of all, I resent your suggestion that I'm high-hatting you, sir. You're dodging. You don't want to talk about LeVar Arrington and what went down in training camp between the two of you, but that's a story for another time.
Wait. I'm the one that told my story on your airwaves. I told the truth. Right. LeVar has a different version.
I was going to say, LeVar has his own truth on that matter, but that's a story for another time. No, the Steelers rank in the top 5 of NFL uniforms. And by the way, call me a homer if you want to, but I also love the jailbreak get-ups. I think they look divine. I love those. I love the
bumblebees. The bumblebee uniforms?
I think they look great. I really think those are marvelous.
Top 3 uniforms in the NFL right now.
Your number one eternally is the Oakland Raiders.
Yes.
You can't beat the Oakland Raiders.
Yes.
At home. And I'll tell you, here's not, it's not the number one criterion for uniforms, but it is a major factor when you're evaluating them, is how well they complement your foes. And it doesn't make a difference who the Raiders are playing. The other team will look its best because the simplicity, the elegance of the black and silver makes anybody look good. And the number one look you can possibly get is the Kansas City Chiefs with the red pants, with the white jerseys at the Oakland Raiders. That is peak uniform.
That's the best game. I thought you were saying.
I
thought you were saying the Chiefs had the number one. I would submit to you that I think the Raiders away uniforms would also be in the top 5.
They're sweet. They look fantastic too. In fact, Raiders at Pittsburgh is also a top 5 uniform matchup.
Yes. All right. Give me the second best. Give me just the second best uniform.
The San Francisco 49ers, since they reverted back to that look, but did modify it in subtle ways. You have to have a keen eye to notice that what they upgraded from the Montana Rice years was the pant stripe is now thinner and hence more sleek. I like that, but otherwise, that's a great uniform.
We're going next level with this analysis. Now you're just showing off.
DC looks great in the gold pants. I think we can agree on that, even on the road. Those were a significant upgrade. You wore the attempt to go retro in the Spurrier years. You wore the one with the spear on the side of the hat.
Yes, that was awesome.
They missed on some essential details there. They went shiny pants. That didn't look right. And they undermined themselves.
I have those. I have those pants. I have that helmet behind me. All right, give me the other. Give me the opposite. Who are the worst?
Well, I mean, listen. You can hardly do worse than what the Browns did this year. I don't know if you noticed, but if you're confused going forward, when you're watching a football game that is the Browns and you're not sure which team the Browns are. A helpful hint is that their pants say Browns on them now. So you can now identify that they're the Browns. And yet, their hats are orange. I mean, what sense does it make that to be called Browns and you have an orange hat?
Yep.
It's very strange.
That's the point I was making as well.
I don't like that. The worst uniforms are the Jaguars, of course. Those helmets look like a Rolo candy left in a hot car for too long. They look very strange. You know, that melted half chocolate, half metallic paper kind of look.
I love the details. Now, the last question: you live in Los Angeles. You're now a full blown. What's it, Angelino?
Yes, I believe Angelino. Is the proper term,
Angelino.
Tucker.
What era? I know you've given this great thought. I know you volunteered to actually
Yes.
be the uniform consultant for the Rams. What uniform should they wear?
Yes, please, Kevin Demoff and the rest of the Rams organization. I don't know what this little game you're playing with me and yourselves is, but let me tell you something. I don't appreciate it, and Los Angeles needs to get this uniform right. We're only going to have one shot at this, guys, so let's do it properly. I've reached out to you, and I await word. Listen, I'm down to you either go fearsome foursome, and the key detail there is, much like the Dallas Cowboys and a few other teams like to wear their white jerseys at home, the LA Rams of that era also went all white. So if you go all white, they rarely wore the royal blue jerseys at home, Deacon Jones and Merlin Olsen and company. If you do that, you go all white at home, that looks very nice, and that will be striking on Todd Gurley and that great defense. On the other hand, you could go 70s era with the gray face mask and the blue and gold, the
This guy
Jack
talks about
Youngblood,
face
Fred
masks.
Dryer era.
I love that you talk about the
well,
face mask color.
I talked to Chris Long about this, and he understands what I'm talking about because he also understands aesthetics, Tucker. And Chris Long, garage. The key detail. Look at it. Look at the LA Rams after they put on the navy blue.
So which one?
And they go
Shek, which one?
I'm telling you, if it's up to me, they would go gold pants and blue jerseys, but flat.
Okay, you want the Ferragamos.
The
you want the Ferragamos.
Ferragamos, but the key is, Tucker, I can't stress this enough. No shiny stuff.
Got it.
Pants. I don't
Got
like
it.
that look. That's weird.
Dave Dameshek does a terrific job for NFL Network, NFL.com. He's a comedian. He's a lot of things. He's got the Dave Dameshek football program. Thanks for calling in on short notice, bud.
Well, when the bat signal goes up, I respond quickly. Tucker, you're doing a wonderful job. Love listening to you in the morning and all the fellas over there.
Thanks, man. There he is, Dave Dameshek.